Hello there, sports designers. This is Zen from Sports Templates, and today I am back with a new template, the Sports Templates Motion Pack 5. In this templates, I tried to go with a new sporty, trendy kind of vibe. I used a lot of moving texture in the background, a lot of shocking transition, and the whole file is kind of more of a fast-paced vibe. Motion Pack 5 has 5 different templates, and each one of those templates comes in 3 different resolutions. The first one is HD, and the second one is the post resolution, and the third one is the story resolution. The first file is the logo opener, the second one is the player stats, the third one is the player lineup, the fourth one is the versus slide, and the fifth one is the score update. When you unzip Motion Pack 5, you will find the following folders. The first thing you should do is just double click on the README file and make sure to install the fonts used in the design, and then the music if you like to use it. There is a link for it. So when you open any of those folders, you will find 2 the After Effects file, one of them with 17 next to it and the other one doesn't have. The one with 17 next to it, it signals that you could use it with After Effects 2017 and above, and the second one, it was made with After Effects 2022. Now let's jump into editing. So now we are editing the first file, which is logo opener. So when you open logo opener in After Effects, if After Effects doesn't look like this, just make sure to go to Window and then make sure that Essential Graphics is on. So we could use the Essential Graphics panel from here. And first, the thing is, like this logo opener, what we're gonna do right now is we're gonna change this Houston Bulls team to Texas Dragon, and I'm gonna go through changing the text, the colors, and the logo and everything in the template. So the first thing we have to do is to go on project here, and here we have the main comps, which is the 3 different resolutions. So you could and all the edits, that when you do an edit, it will apply to all of them automatically. To change the media, we have to go on the folder where it says place your media here. We unfold it, and then we go to place your logo here. We double click, and then we go into the composition of the logo. Then we double click on an empty space here. I'm gonna choose the dragon logo, and I'm gonna hold it like this and just drop it over the old logo layer. And the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hide the old logo, and I'm gonna choose the new one, and as you could see, is a little bit bigger than the frame. So I'm gonna choose the layer and press S, and that will bring the scale, and then I'm just gonna scale it down like this and maybe move it up with the arrow to center it a little bit. And then I'm gonna close this comp, and voila, the logo has been changed. So now we are I'm gonna show you also the other file, which is the loop background image. So this loop background image it belongs on where the file starts, and it does exist in all of the MP5 Motion Pack 5. So this image, if you want to change it, you could just double click here and just import your a new image. I'm just gonna leave it like this for the sake of the tutorial, but I'm just showing you the option. So now we're gonna start editing with the Essential Graphics panel. So after we have changed the logo here, we're gonna just unfold the intro controls, and I'm gonna explain them one by one. The first is the intro first title color, which is this text. It says Houston here, and this value is responsible to changing its color, so we can change it to another color. And for this I'm gonna just choose colors that inspired by the logo we just choose. So I'm gonna open this comp really quick, and I'm gonna choose the intro first title color to be this yellow, and we go back here and it's changed. And also I'm gonna change Houston to Texas, change here and in the background. The intro background text color, which is this one, I'm gonna leave it to white, but here you also could change it, but I'm just gonna leave it to white. And if as you see, like I undo something but the color stays the same, is an error from After Effects. So what you have to do is to refresh it, just close the option here and then open it, and then the color will go back to normal. Here we have the loop intro background color, which it exists in all of the files, which is this slide is the loop, is the first frame and the last frame of the file. So as I showed you here, you could change the background image here, but also here you could change the color on top of it. And I'm gonna also make it this kind of yellow for the dragons. And now we have intro color A and intro color B, which are those colors here in the intro. So I'm gonna choose something also from the dragon. Let's change this to blue and maybe this to yellow and see how it would look like. Okay. Okay, I think I'm gonna change that to white, but maybe a darker white like this. Here you could experimental and choose the color that make you feel good. Maybe change this to white. Okay. And yeah, maybe I will make this yellow, but not this kind of, like maybe a little bit orange like this. Okay, so now we have this color changed, even with the transitions. And here, but here it still says bulls, and we don't have bulls, we have dragons. So here we are done with the intro controls. And now we're gonna go to the main scene control, because here from the main scene starts, because it's gonna sit like this. So we unfold main scene, and also here we have to change the theme city again, because the first one is just related to the intro. So here we're gonna just write Texas, and here the option of the theme city text color, I'm gonna make it maybe yellow like this. It's changed. And here this is the background color of it. Maybe we'll make it something like a little bit darker like this. Okay. And the team name bulls, we're gonna make it dragons. So change dragons to here, and also here, you see. But I don't like the background color of the text, so maybe I will make it like this. Okay. And maybe this one I'll make it white. I think that's better. Team name text background color, we change it. And here we have team name text scale. So here we could scale it down or up. So I gave you two scaling options. There is also scaling here for the, so we can scale here the size of the team name text scale. So in case you have like maybe your team name is big and is not working good, like let's go for the post for example here, so you could scale it up or down, you know, depends on the text that you have. So let's set it to 110. Okay, to see if it looks good on all. Okay, and now we have the option of the final background text color, which is this text here. And here we have also the final background text, so we could choose something else. I'm gonna make it dragons also. Dragons. And if you double click here next to the final background, you could see the text, how it will appear in the background. So here, as you see, because dragons is bigger than bulls, here I have the option to make the size of it smaller. So I'm gonna just make it smaller like this. And if it got out of the center, I could just choose this layer and move it a bit with the arrow to center it. I also have a text scale, so I could change it here. I also have final background text tracking option, so the tracking is the space between the characters. It goes like this, so I could make sure that I have the exact scale that I want to see. And then when I am done with the editing, I could just exit that and see it here in the background in all of the different sizes. So you could make it bigger or smaller, or just you could really decide from here, you know, you could just experiment with it and find the correct size of your background text. So that's it for logo opener. So as we could see here, Texas, dragons, and then it loop again. So now we're gonna start editing the player stats, and the same thing that I've just explained in the intro colors apply for all the files. So here we're gonna also change it for the dragons. I'm gonna do the same thing, change the loop color first. We're gonna replace the logo. I'm gonna double click here, click on dragons, put it on top of the logo, press S to scale it down, and then click on the old logo. We hide it, we go out of the composition, go back here. So now the color, the logo has changed. We're gonna just change the intro colors real quick. We're gonna make the loop background color to yellow, loop intro, the intro background color A, maybe to, or we make this blue, and then we make this yellow. Change bulls to dragons, and gonna change this like this. Houston dragons. I'm gonna change Houston to Texas. Oh, sorry, Texas, like go here. And we're done with the intro. Let's start editing the main, which is here. So we open the main, and then the first thing you're gonna notice is called background circles color, which are those circles that appear here behind the player. So I'm gonna change those to something similar to the dragon's color. So I'm gonna start with the yellow, then background circle to maybe I will use this color. So here we have changed the background. I'm gonna maybe make the last one dark like this, so we could see the text behind it. Okay, so we are done with the intro and the background circle colors, and then we're gonna go to main scene control. So the main scene control is this scene, and here we can change the main background color. So if we choose to change it like this, or maybe Let's make it something like this for the sake of change, and we could check with all the rest of the resolutions that the color has changed. Here the background text, we're gonna change it from bulls to dragons, and if you see it doesn't look good or wherever, you could just double click here next to background text, and then we can scale it down from here and then we choose the layer, and then we move it up with the arrow, then maybe scale it up a little bit till the way you like it. Here we can change the color of it, maybe make it a little bit darker, and here is also another option to change the scale. Just gonna leave it like this, and here we could also edit the tracking, so be careful, the numbers go slow, like I don't know, 70 for example, or it really depends on how long the text that you're gonna use in the background text. So we are done with the main. Let's go see the changes. Changed everywhere, the same. Dragons. Yes. So now we're gonna go to the player stats control. So we unfold player stats control, and here you could change the stat text, which is here passes. So maybe you have something else like goals, for example. It changed, and here we could change the score. Let's make it 20, and same thing like text to change touchdowns, and also same process. So here we also have the stats background color, so we could change the background color of the stats. So let's make it maybe a little bit blue like this. Okay, and if we go here to the main scene controls, we can also change the text color of the stats and the player info from this info stats text color, just to show you that it could be changed. I'm gonna leave it white for the tutorial. Let's go back to player stats control. So as I showed you, we could change the name of the stat text and the stats score. We're gonna go to player info, and here we have the first name, Carl. Gonna change it to John. So let's say that we have long name and it's having this problem. You could always change the scale it down from here, let's say to 60, and it could you could make sure that it really fits nice. So long name Mike, because why not? And after it you could change the position, the same thing. Let's make it forward, and the number, let's change the number to 99. And here we could also change the name of the info if you want to change something, like for example here the name, could make it something else, and also change the size of the text. Let's make it like 25, or maybe bigger, 45. That would ruin the design, so let's keep it at 30. And the last option is player info background color, which is, could change it here, and we could make it something else like red if we want to. So let's check, everything is changed on all the different sizes. And here we are done with editing player stats. So now we're gonna start editing the third template, the players lineup. I'm gonna go over the intro, how to edit the intro, because I already have done it twice in this tutorial. So if you wanna see how to edit the intro, just go back a little bit. And I'm gonna just start editing the player lineup. So here we have the intro, and then we have the players showing with the information of the player and its picture in the middle, and then they will become a card when the next player show up. So we're gonna go to main controls, and then the first thing we're gonna control is the main scene. So the main scene, we're gonna go over them. First, players info text control, which is this one. You can change it from here. Just gonna leave it white. Here you also could change those little text, the name, for example, new text. So all of those are removable. Players info background color, which is this one, would make it maybe red like this. And now we have cards background color. So here we have the players cards, and here we can change the background color of the cards. Let's make it like this. Here we have the cards color, so maybe we can change them a little bit, make it a little bit darker. So I'm just gonna leave them white. Here we have text on card color, so we could also choose it to red, like affects all the cards. And last we have the background text. Now it says bulls. We're gonna change it to dragons, because we're gonna change the players to blue players for the dragons team. And as the same thing, background text, when you find this, double click next to it. Here you could edit the size of the text to make sure all of it is showing. Here you could order the tracking of it. So let's make it 60. And if you want to center it, just choose this layer, move it up a little bit with the arrow. You could also play a little bit with the size till you get it right on 75. I think that looks good. We exit, go back to here, and you could see the change. So here we are done with the main scene, and now I'm gonna show you how to change the player picture. So we're gonna go to place your media, and we're gonna go to let's replace the logo as we did before a couple of times. Double click, we get the dragons, put it here, press S, scale it down, hide the layer behind it, we exit, and boom, it's changed all over the template. But now let's go back and focus on changing players' pictures. So I'm gonna change the first player pictures. I'm gonna double click here. So I'm gonna replace the player with the blue player. I'm gonna get the text, the image, move it on top of the older player, press S, scale it up 120 maybe, then choose it, move it up with the arrow like this. I think this is good. We hide the layer behind it, we exit, and boom, the first player has been changed. So when we change the player here, we also, when it comes a card, also the picture of it on the card will also change, and that applies also to the information. So now we change the picture, let's change the information of the first player. Here we have Carl, let's write John Mark. Let's make the position to center. Also the text size, you could choose it from here, And if it's a text and you cannot see this, you just have to press on edit properties and check enable font size adjustment. We're gonna change the number to 44. And here we have the first player name on card. So now when it becomes, so now we change it when the player is here, we change all the information to the first player. And now when the time is up for the player to show, it's gonna become a card here, and here we can change the info on the card. John Mark. And also the shortcut for the position. So we made this guy center, so we're gonna just press C and it changed here. And as I told you, if you want to change the color on the card, you go back to the main scene control, and here we have all the cards. So I'm gonna change just the text on card color, because this doesn't look very good. Make it black, and voila. Okay, so this is how you change the players. So we have changed the first player with the info, with all the scene controls, and now we're gonna move to the next piece of the template. So now we're gonna be editing the versus slide. So when we open versus slide, the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take a look at it. So there's a team, Bears, Boston Bears versus Iowa Gorillas. This is the final state of the video. So we're gonna start editing. I'm gonna change, the first thing I'm gonna do is change loop background color, which is this one. So let's make it a little bit darker. If you want to change the picture behind it, as I told you before, you can go to loop background pick, double click here, and then import your own image on top of it. Sorry. So now we're gonna start editing. We're gonna replace the Bears with Bulls, and if we go at the end, this is on the left, so we go to left team controls. We're gonna open this, but before that I'm gonna go to left team logo, gonna double click here, import the Bulls logo, put it on top of this logo, press S, scale it a little bit down, and then hide the logo behind it. We exit. Now the logo has changed, but we still have here, it says Boston Bears. So the first thing, I'm gonna change the intro background color A, and I'm gonna choose something inspired from the logo colors. So maybe I'm gonna change the B to the red. Maybe this, I will leave it the same. Let's see how it looked like if we go on the intro. Okay, that looks good. So here I don't like this. First I'm gonna change the name, the team name to Bulls. And I'm gonna change the team name background to this thread, and then I'm gonna change Boston to Texas. I'm gonna change Team City text color to something like this, Texas Bulls. Now that looks better. And I could also change the Team City background color for something else like this, but I'm not gonna do it. I'm just showing you the abilities of the changeable values. So now if we go, it says Bulls, Texas Bulls, still stay Gorilla here, so Texas Bulls. So I'm gonna go and change the Gorilla, right team logo, double click. We click here, and then I'm gonna choose the dragon. We put the dragons on top of the Gorilla layer, press S, scale it down like this, and then we hide the Gorilla. We go out of those comps. Maybe I could scale it a little bit like this, because the logo itself is kind of have a weird shape. So Let me just fix it like this. Yeah, it looks a little bit better. Then we go to the right team controls. So I'm gonna change. Let's open the right team. Maybe the intro background color A, I'm gonna make it like this. Intro background color B, make it like this. We change the gorillas to dragons. Let's see how is it right now. Okay, Iowa dragons. Let's see the intro dragons. Change Iowa to New York. And maybe we can make this right time name background something like this. No, this is too light. Maybe we make it something like this. Okay, a little bit lighter. Okay, and then New York right team, like everything is explained here, so we can make it like this. No, not this one. Close it and open it. So we can change this text color. It says here right team city name text color, and we could make it yellow like this. Okay, now it looks better. If you want to change the color of the intro text, you have to click on intro text color, change it from here. So I'm just gonna leave it white. So let's play it from the beginning. Texas Bulls versus New York Dragons. Now we're gonna be editing the score update. So in score update, we all have all the same thing that is common with all the other templates, which is the loop background color. I'm just gonna change it to a little bit of dark like this, and I'm gonna just show you what main scene controls are controlling of. So first thing is the loop background color, we changed it, and then we have the final text background, which is this one, the final score. It's the final text background color. Can change it, make it red. This is the background of it, and this is the color of the text itself. So I'm gonna leave it like this. This is the loop background as I show you, and the score text color, which is the color of the score. So we could also change it, make it red. So as you see, you have to just close it and open it again to refresh. This is an error from After Effects, not from the file. So those are what the main scene controls are in control of. And as I showed you before, to place your media, we're here gonna change the left team logo. I'm gonna put the bulls inside of the bears instead of the bears. Press S, scale it down, hide the other layer, get out of this. Now we have the logo has been changed. So we close the main scene control, and then we go the left team controls, and the first thing we're gonna change is the score. Let's make it 55, and then we have here the intro background color, which is the intro for the left team. So we're gonna make this, we're gonna leave this the same color. I'm gonna change this to red. See, it's gonna look like this. I'm gonna change bears to bulls like this, and then we go to team name text color, just this one. So I'm gonna leave it white, close it and open it again. Boston Bulls, let's change Boston to Texas, and let's change the color to red, the team name background color, and then team city text color, which is this one. So each one has the control of the text and its background. I'm gonna change this to red, Texas Bulls. Okay, now we change the left team controls. So as we could see, it was Bears and now it says Bulls, Texas Bulls. The last thing I'm gonna do now is change the gorilla team. So we're gonna go to right team control, but before that we go to right team logo. See the gorilla is here. We double click, let's place the dragons instead of the gorillas this time. Press S, we scale it down, we hide the gorilla, we get out of the logo comp, and then we go here. So I'm gonna change this color to the intro background color A to blue, and intro background color B to yellow, and I'm gonna change gorillas to dragons. Okay, and Iowa to Boston, and then I'm gonna change the color of the right team name background. So right team name background color is this one, so we're gonna change it to yellow, and I'm gonna change the right team city name text, which is this one, to yellow also. So now it looks fitting. So if we changed all the options, so if we close it down and then we play it from the beginning, it's gonna be Bulls, Texas Bulls versus Boston Dragons. So as you could see, everything is changed. So when all your edits have been done and now you are ready to export and render your video, what you have to do is to choose which composition that you want to render. You choose it from here. First you go to main comps and then you choose which one you want to open. Let's say that we want to render the HD version. So we make sure that it's chosen from here, and then we go to composition, and then we press on add to Adobe Media Encoder Queue, and then when it's added here, we can just make sure that it has those settings, H264, and this is my go-to standards to have a very high quality video and not super large. And you press on the output file and you could choose where to export your media, and then when you are ready, just press this green play button and it will start to render. Thanks again.